Now let's move probably to the last part, and the rest I'll leave it for you to just finalize with that. Now, if you take a look on the screen here, you can see we have a base plate in place. But let me just show you how I did this base plate. First of all, let me just go ahead and select on it and delete it. To get to place the base plate, just come to Applications and Component here and pick Circular Base Plate and select the column, then select the center. Then there you are. If you want to add more details, just double click on the base plate by left clicking. Then you give some time to load the editor dialog box or property dialog box for this particular base plate. Then you'll be able to adjust all these settings from here. If I click on that and go ahead and click modify, you'll be able to see we are making some adjustments here. If give it a 50 right there, we'll be able to add some details to the stiffeners. So make sure you add when you do the details. When you add the details, you're not in any way conflicting with with any part of this particular thread. But as it is there, it is okay. We don't have any issue with it, so we can just leave it as it is. So I'll go ahead and click OK and just walk away from that detail, and I'll come here once again and just type cap. If I type cap right there, I'll pick on the cap plate right there. So the purpose of this cap plate is just to close the top end here, and so I'm going to select on it, then just snap at the center right there and double click on it once again. Once I've double clicked on it, I'm going to give it some time to load the settings. Then I'll give it a circular cap and pick on it, and I want it to flash, so I'll key in 0 right there. And maybe if I need some details about the thickness of the plate, I can go ahead and add those details there. So let me just retain it at the first tab there and click apply and give it an OK. So if I click OK, you'll be able to see I have my cap plate already closed. But don't worry about the exit, where the staircase exits to. The main purpose is just to show you how the tips and tricks on how you can create a spiral staircase in Tekla structures with the simplest tools available in Tekla structures. Now the part remaining here also, let me just add some details here. I want to trim off this. Remember, I changed the post to circular hole sections because it's less harm for the users of the staircase, because the angle profile has some sharp edges, which could expose the users to some sort of danger. Now I want to trim off this stringer, so I'll come to edit here and pick on cut by line. So I had already picked the points that will help me trim off the parts that I don't need now. I'll select it now, then pick the part I want to trim off, that part. Then you can see, pick the side to remove. I'll pick that side to be removed. But you can see there's some weird type of trim. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just click undo. So it's somehow tricky at this point, because let's do something once again. Let me pick on polygon, and if I pick on that, I'll snap on that spot, snap on this spot, and snap on this spot here. Let's try polygon to trim it off with polygon, and that if I use that, I'll be able to probably see whether we can trim it off. It's not responding, and there's another way of trimming it off. It's either by using a part that is slightly bigger than this part. So I think it's not really important for at this stage. Let me just try cut it like that, and it has been trimmed off. And if you take a look here, it has messed some parts of our stringer. So let me just leave it on that position. So we can leave it as it is, and let me trim that as it is, and these ones also can be trimmed. But I'll leave this for you just to learn on how you can do that, because I've shared so many tools which you can apply and make your own. So let me just double click on the screen here and come to display. So once I'm in display here, Let me just give some time. I want to get rid of the points, so I'm going to check the points, click modify, apply, and give it an OK. So I can come back. I can also go back and maybe get rid of the grid. I want just need. Let me look for the grid. So let me check the grid and click modify, apply, and give an OK. Then we don't have the grid in place. So you see, we have our model looks a little bit not clogged or not so busy. You can see this is how it looks now. So I hope we've gotten something, and I think we'll terminate our presentation on that spot. So I'll leave it for you or to find a way on how you can trim this. Though there's so many ways. You can just weld. You can click here, weld this to this, weld this to this. So let me just show you one trick here. You can come here and maybe weld. Let me just type weld there, and I'll pick that member, and I want to weld this to that. Let's see how it will behave, and we've welded that to that. It's not missing any part of that. So I'll weld this to this. Let's see, and we'll weld this to that, and that has trimmed that off. So we have that member in that section. So cutting off this part of the stringer is not an issue. So there's another way of how you can trim. You can extend this member to join with the handrail, to join with the handrail post in a better way. So as it is now, I hope you can try some way on how you can create your own using the tips and tricks I've just shared with you. So let's meet then. Bye bye, and we meet on a different, slightly different project or a presentation. I hope you've learned something, and bye bye. Let's meet then. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. This is Morris Dimba.